Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fine. So I'm sorry. Well, I'm a little bit tired, but my day was very busy today. Well, I'm going to make a video now, like to people consult about the domain name. All right, the domain information, like when we have to check about some domain information on the internet. Let me open here my here and duck.go, and we always use Whois, right? Like I want to see who is the owner, the phone number or the contact information, where it's hosted, if there's any other website on the same host. So Whois, right? Let's check. We always use Whois because it give us complete information. I like to use this whoisdomaintools.com. Right, for me is one of the most complete options we have. So well, let's say here I'm going to use OSINT, okay? OSINT frame.com. So, all right. Well, in the video before I spoke about OSINT framework, but who is the owner? Where's hosted OSINT framework.com? So let's check on Whois lookup and search. Let's see what kind of information we can get from this Whois. All right, we have a lot of options and a lot of information we can print on it. Well, if you guys see here, we can check. Here we have the information, but let's start here. Whois record for osintframework.com. Domain profile, registrant, the name is private, and then registrant organization, domains by proxy LLC, country US, the registrar is GoDaddy, and then we have some information here about GoDaddy. So registrar status, it's client delete prohibited, so it's forbidden to delete this information, the domain, sorry. And we have the dates here, how long it's on, created on 2016, expired 2023. Name servers, right? We can check here to reverse the DNS, and then we have tech contact from the person who is responsible. We have IP address and the location over here, and here down we have a lot of the information, right? The phone number, fax number, and then the email contact and other informations over here. So we are going to build something like that, all right, similar to it, to get full information from a domain name. So let's close it. All right, let's open. I'm going to use a text editor. Okay. See what? All right. Let me open terminal. Okay. Open here. So the first step to do is install Whois for Python. So I'm not going to do because I already have it on my virtual machine. Okay, install Python Whois. I already will be satisfied. Let me see here. Requirement already satisfied. I have the version here. But to install it, if you don't have any computer, it's pip install Python slash hyphen Whois, right? Let's close it. After importing and opening your text editor or your PyCharm, like here, I'm not going to use PyCharm for now, or neither Visual Studio Code. I just use this text editor. First step, we have to import the module, right? The package. I prefer to say the module. So import Whois. And here it's an annotation or comment, right? Importing Whois module. Right. Let me save it on desktop, and then let me save it as domain.py. Save. Right. So after import, we have to create a function that returns some boolean indicating the domain name exists or not, if it's registered or not. So to do that, we're going to say def is registered, and then domain name. Here, the point here is we have to do the name for a function to represent what is this function, and to a variable what represents this variable. Example, when I ask to a user insert his name, the name of my variable could be like name or client name, username, right? If I have a password field to be fulfilled, I have to say password as a variable. So here we're going to use this def is registered and then the domain name. Why? This function will return to us if the domain exists or not. So after that, just press enter and then a tab, and then just type try. Try is what's going to happen. This is going to try the domain. It's going to check the domain name, and my user is going to enter, or I'm going to enter. So if exists, will return to me some information, right? So D for domain, and then whois, open parentheses, and then domain name. Okay. Yeah. So now we have to treat an exception, like exception, right? And then tab, and then we are going to return, write down return false. Why? Because if it doesn't exist, it's not going to return anything. Okay, and then we have the function else. Else, if the domain exists, is going to return bool, a true value, because boolean it's like 0 or 1, on or off, true or false. Okay, so d dot domain name. Okay, this is going to return us a true value, and then it's going to print for us in the screen. Perfect. So next step, if name to equal, remember for comparison we use two equal signs, all right, in Python and any other language actually. And then we say 12 underscore main 12 and close single quotes, and then dots, and then we say domain name. Now for the domain name we have to use a field or an option to the user. Just enter the domain name like google.com or zintframework.com, duckduckgo.com, or any other website domain or any other domain. So we use input. Input it's for a string, okay? So then say enter the domain name, then close it. Perfect. Now we just say if is registered and then open domain name. What it's doing, it's saying like, all right, if is registered is true, it's going to return to us. If this domain exists, it's going to return to us the following information. So let me just here and then Whois info, and then here Whois dot Whois, and then domain name is going to return to us the domain name. Now next we are going to print the registrar. So print domain registrar. Close here. Ja pierdolę, kurwa mać. Przepraszam. Sorry. Yeah. And then Whois underscore info dot registrar. When we import Whois, we are going to we are importing its functions, right? So we have like server, we have creation date, we have expire date, we have the register that's going to bring us the register information, right? So now we are going to print domain server. So domain server equal, right? So here domain server, then here it's like Whois, sorry, Whois underscore server. Right. Next, we have to print the creation date. So print creation date, and then here Whois info dot Whois information info creation and then date. Sorry, I'm repeating that. Creation date. Creation date. And then the expiration date. Sorry guys. Wait. So Whois info dot expiration date. Okay, so the next we're going to print all the information. Sorry for you. Print Whois underscore info. And we are done. Actually, we finished. Right, so let's see what's going to happen here. on desktop, I just type Python 3 domain.py. Enter. So here's asking for the domain name. allthingsframework.com. Let's see what's going to bring to us here. Jesus. And here we have the full information. Domain registrar was in GoDaddy. We checked before. The date and the time, here 2000. Creation and expiration date. So the domain name was in framework.com, registrar, and Whois server. Referral URL, it's null because we didn't set it up. And then update information, creation date, expiration date, and then name servers, lambda.ns.cloudflare. Yeah, here's a firewall, so WAF, web application firewall, and then status. Here we have the status, and the emails we have DNSSEC unsigned, the name registration private, there's no name visible, right? And then we have the city, the state, the zip code, and the country. So this some people can say, oh, but Whois is much better, or Whois is faster, just open the browser. Sometimes if you need a tool and you need it fast and you have like a poor internet connection, this tool can help you more, can help you faster than waiting the browser to open. Or if your computer is slow, if you don't have too much capacity of memory and SSD, or your processor is slow, a Python script is much faster than like Google Chrome or Firefox for consulting, for checking on domain name. So, well, that's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. Right? Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.